right. Deadman's Tome Podcast. Your host, Mr. Deadman. Co-host in training, Alessandro Martinez.
Hello.
And joining us tonight, Tammy. Now, hold on. Let me get this. Give me last name right. Hold on. Don't even tell me how you pronounce it.
You're not gonna get it, but
Gyarmathy. Is that it?
No. Oh, that's so wrong. Oh my god.
How do you pronounce it?
Gyarmathy.
What? Gyarmathy?
Gyarmathy.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be pronounced like Gwar. Dang it.
No.
Man,
no.
It went from like a
It's
metal last name to like Gyarmathy. Something light and nice though. I like it. Gyarmathy.
It's Hungarian, you know. Gyarmathy, not Germathy. It's not like a germ.
Okay. I got you.
It's all right. It's been butchered my whole life. So moving on.
All right. Well, I'm making my thing to mess up everyone's last name. Everyone's name in particular. So don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I got a few shout-outs real fast. One, in the comment section, let us know how you feel about Alessandro Martinez. Could he be co-host material? We'll find out. The other thing is I'll be taking we playing a drinking game. Taking shots for two things. Any really good have you ever questions. So in the chat they may ask you like, have you ever done this or that or whatever. And I'll ask those. And then for patrons, any new patrons at the Deadman's Tome patron page, $2 or more, I'll take a shot of, I'm looking at Jim Beam over here, bonded, 100 proof. So, some good stuff.
Yum.
Last time I did this, I almost vomited. Like, one shot in. It was pretty bad.
You don't want to do that.
No. But you could make it happen. You have that power. All right. Anyway, other announcement. I do have to do this real fast. It's for the Meat Grinder. It's a writing contest I host on the Deadman's Tome site, deadmanstome.net. There's 4 contestants in there. Let me just put it this way: James, Luke, and Ray. All your stories, man. You guys are playing around. Ray has like 32 views and 2 comments. Luke has 21 views and 2 comments. And James has like 126 views and 6 comments. And see what's going on here, Tammy and Alessandro, is the author who has the most views and comments. They get the money. They're getting $50.
Nice. Dang, I should have submitted it something.
You might as well, because there's one person who's really in the lead, Clark Roberts. Man, he's coming in like their dad, like just owning them, just like y'all have fun that over there, you know. Let me show you how you really do
it. Nice.
I'm talking like 431 reads, 85 comments, 10 likes, and they have until pretty much October 1st, and then that's when it's over. And so I don't know. It's almost like you want to call it right at that point. My advice to Ray, Luke, and James is to get the people who read your story to like it and leave comments. Just tell them to leave a comment. Force them to leave a comment. Anyway. All right. All the plugins out of the way. All right, Tammy?
Yes.
Who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? Well, I'm Tammy Gyarmathy. I am a paranormal investigator. I started investigating basically because of my childhood. When I was 5 years old is when I first saw a spirit. And then around 12, we were looking at a house to move into with my family. And I walked into this house, and right away I felt like there was something there. And I told my parents, I don't want to live here. There's something in this house. And they're like, you're crazy. There's nothing there. Mm. We ended up moving in anyways. And I think it was about a week into living there. We're having dinner. And in my bedroom, my stereo went on by itself. And it was one of those 6-disc CD players. So it was like changing discs, and it was just kind of going crazy. I got up, I turned it off, sat back down. The TV in the living room goes on by itself.
I see.
And then so it just kind of transpired from there. They all believed me at that point. That house was crazy. I lived there until I was about 19. So I think I lived in fear until I was about 16, and then I started becoming more intrigued and wanting to kind of figure out what was going on. And then kind of from then on, it became a passion of mine. And I think I started investigating with like teams and other people around 2021.
Okay. And hey, Alessandra, how do you feel about that?
Yes. So you said you saw a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what you saw?
Okay, so it was this historic mansion in Hayward, California. They used to have like flea markets on the grounds. So I was with my family. I look up at the window and I see a little girl looking out at me. She had like a lace dress up to her neck. She had black braided hair. And I saw her looking out and I like grabbed my mom and I'm like, Mommy, what's that? And then I looked back up and she was gone. So the cool thing about it was 20 years later, I actually got to investigate the mansion. Turns out that was the little girl's bedroom, and she did look like that. So it was pretty good verification that what I saw was real. But from 5 to like 12, I didn't really experience anything much in between that time.
Now, Alessandra,
as far
I
as
understand.
I can remember.
I understand, Alessandra, that you are not a believer. You are a skeptic. Is that right?
I am not. I don't believe.
Okay. Now, I myself have been on the fence a number of times. Holy shit. Signed up just for you guys. Oh, okay. It's Tony Evans. I thought he said he signed up for Patreon. I was like, oh, I don't want to take a shot at Jim Beam right now. Holy hell. Oh, man. He had me worried for a second. Oh, man. Okay. But there's been a number of shows where some weird things have happened. Some bizarre things. Computer crashing. Hell, it might happen in this stream. There's a black spot above my head. It looks like it's molding or whatever. I got touched one time when I was a kid.
Where?
I'll get into that. We'll get into that. You laugh
That's
now.
my uncle.
It might be. We'll find out tonight when I break out the Ouija board. Because Alessandro,
nice.
Between this skeptic and the paranormal investigator that we have on, we're gonna make you believe.
Yeah. So yeah, right. That's not gonna happen.
All right. So Alessandro, I guess we should address what are your doubts about the paranormal?
I guess that any of it exists. I'm a big, fact-based. I've never seen any proof or anything. I mean, I love that stuff. Obviously, I'm a horror writer, so I love supernatural stuff. And sometimes I do wish it was real, because that would be awesome. But I've never seen any proof, and I've gone to lots of places. I've never investigated, which I would love to do. But yeah, I've just never had or seen any proof myself.
See.
So lack of experiencing something is why you don't believe. Would that be right?
I guess you could put it that way.
Yeah. But it's fun because I like people like you, because I like to bring people like you on investigations, and then their minds change at the end of the night. So maybe you should go on an investigation.
Maybe
I would
you
love
should.
to.
I know some really good places.
So what would you want to see, Martinez?
What would I want to see?
Yeah.
Like to make me a believer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like a ghost right in front of my face. I don't know. I really
I know
don't
that
know.
was crazy, huh?
Just like have something possess me. It's like,
Oh,
okay.
No,
shit.
you don't want that. Okay, what if you saw a clock fly, and I mean like project, like 6 feet off the wall. Not just fall straight down, but like fly across the room by itself.
Then I would try to investigate it with, try to figure out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't jump to any conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I mean, depends on, I would have to be there to to say what I would do, really. But
But would that make you question maybe that it is real?
that in it just by itself, no.
No. Okay. Fair enough.
Now, one thing that's interesting is that, and I kind of share thoughts with this with Martinez, is that I haven't seen a ghost myself. I haven't seen anything that makes me believe, But
Right.
then again, I know that, and this is why I'm on the fence. I know that there are things that I haven't experienced that do exist. And just because I haven't experienced it personally doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
And it's like, well, how do I explain that? And what is that? But the other thing is like, if ghosts do exist, then what does that say about, like, what is a ghost? What is a ghost?
Energy.
Energy? So,
Energy.
So it's not a soul. We're not talking about, like, a soul ghost. We're not talking about, like, that sort of thing.
Well, I think that people view it differently. I mean, there's some investigators who think that it is like a lost soul. There's people that think it's just energy. And I think a lot of the time, like in residual cases, where something kind of happens at the same time of day or whatnot, I think that's more of like a residual imprint of something that happened in the past, which would be more energy.
Huh. So, I don't know. Martinez, how do you feel about that?
Well, yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird? Like, different people can have different versions of what a ghost is. Some say it's energy. Some say it's like a soul. But it's like, what is it then? Like, is there a...
Right.
Do you have...
What do you think, Tammy? What do you think a ghost is?
It's hard. It's hard to explain because there are different types of hauntings as well. I mean, you have, like, an intelligent spirit who I think was once human. So that would most likely be like a soul. And like I explained before, there's residual, which is more of an energy. I have worked personally demonic cases. So, and there's different types. And then there's poltergeist, which is actually not spiritual at all. It's actually a person's energy that's creating it. So there's so many different ways to look at it, and there's not just one answer. And I've been doing this for 17 years, and I'm still learning to this day. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert and know everything about it either.
Okay.
I know what I've experienced. I know what I've seen.
And through your experience, I mean, do you have, like, visuals or something that you could show maybe Martinez someday, maybe even tonight, I don't know, that will go, okay, yeah, this is a ghost?
Well, I have really good EVPs. I have some video footage. It's really, I don't tend to share a lot of my evidence because people like to pick everything apart. And a lot of the cases that I work are residential cases, so the evidence is confidential. But stuff that I get at like historic places, I can definitely share that. I did work a case though one time. It was my first dark case, and it was crazy. The son was the afflicted one. He was in his 40s. He lived at home with his mother.
Okay.
He, in the interview process, he was like, "My name is so-and-so, but I want you to call me this." And then he basically proceeded to say that he like uses the Ouija board to call them out and learn from them. And then he said that he was in the military and that he went out of the country. He went to Prague in Germany and said that he investigated the catacombs in Prague, which was very interesting to me because 6 months prior to me taking that case, I took that exact vacation where I went to Prague in Germany. I investigated the catacombs in Prague. It was just very weird to me. And so I did the interview process. He made me feel very uncomfortable. I asked the woman of the house who called me about the case to meet me like at a Starbucks or something so I can talk to her about what I felt was going on, just one-on-one. And I asked her if he ever left the country, if he was in the military, and he never was. He'd never been there. So for him to even know to say something like that was a good indication that something supernatural was going on, because how would he know that? I took the case on. The first investigation, we went into his bedroom. He had all these satanic drawings on the wall. And he had this like Chuck Taylor on the speaker, and the Chuck literally flew off, hit one of my partners in his back. I saw it happen.
Oh.
So like right off the bat, it was very active. And then, but the case just got really weird. And when I'm trying to tell somebody what they need to do to help themselves and they're not wanting to do it, it's kind of hard, because I can't help you if you don't want to take my advice. So it was like my last investigation. I went with just one other female. They left the house. I went up to his bedroom, and he had like the new packs of socks. He had like 3 of them stacked up with a hat on top, and then this Polaroid photo on top of the hat. And I'm walking towards it, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's like his brother or his sister and him when they were young. I go up to the photo. It was me and my sister. I was 5.
What?
She was 10.
Whoa,
No, I'm not kidding you.
Hold on.
I have a photo
What?
of it and everything.
Wait, what was a
Yes.
photo of you and your sister doing at this dude's house?
Mind you, it was a Polaroid, okay? So it's not like it could have like been taken off the internet or copied. And I mean, it was the actual Polaroid photo
Did y'all
of me and my
Scooby-Doo?
sister.
Did y'all get this mystery van over here? Because a mystery machine? Because this is crazy over here. What?
It was legit like crazy. And not to mention, there was also a negative laying on the side of it. And the negative was of me and my best friend when we were 16. It was a photo that my father took of us. So it was like, how the hell did this end up in your house? So I called them to come home. I'm pretty like upset because I'm like, where the F did you get this shit? Like, how did you have this in your house?
Yeah.
And he's like, I found it on the floor. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You found it on the floor? That's impossible. Impossible. So I contacted a friend of mine who was a medium.
Okay.
And I was like, what's going on here? Like, what the hell? And they told me, no, this is definitely like demonic. It's personal. I need to get out of the situation because it can harm me.
Wait, hold on here. Just make sure. Did this person know who you are beforehand?
No, never.
Okay.
Never
so
met these
you
people in my life.
Not related at all. Like no blood relation. Not a cousin, second cousin, third cousin,
Nothing.
fourth couson.
No.
Maybe your dad had another family on the side. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas here.
No, actually, and the crazy thing is her sister found us online, and her sister lived in the Philippines.
Okay.
Martinez, so
Martinez, you wanna help out here with the questions because there's layers to this one.
I don't know where to start.
Feel free to, man.
It's crazy, so go for it.
The only way we can learn is by asking questions. This is a good story. We can play good cop, bad cop. I'm a nice guy.
So this picture he had of you.
It
was a Polaroid.
Yes.
But it's not a picture you had up anywhere on social media or anything.
Never. And actually, to kind of make the story even weirder, so my mom, it was kind of right before this, my father had passed away. My mom sold her house. She was going to move in with me. So I think about 3 to 4 weeks before I took this case on, actually, we were packing her house up. And we indeed saw that Polaroid. It went into the picture box like with everything else and went to storage. So there is no possible way this guy could have got this photo. None whatsoever. And I have plenty of people to back that up. So the photo went into the boxes. Boxes went into storage. Didn't see the photo again until, 3 weeks later at this person's house.
Interesting.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Now, hold on. What if this person was a stalker? Maybe the family was stalking you for a while or something. And,
I don't think so.
somehow created this plan to get that photo out of the box, out of storage or whatever.
But see, that wouldn't even make sense because
I was going to ask that too.
personally didn't even live in the same town. Like, I live an hour away from these people.
Or maybe, the other thing is, how do you know it was a photo of you and your sister? Because a lot of little girls look about the same.
Because it's definitely me and my sister. I will send you the photo. It was me and my sister. When I walked
don't know
up
what
to
you
that
look like when you were
picture,
little.
thinking the same, basically.
Okay.
But no, seriously, like, I'm walking up to this thing because I'm like, this looks weird. And why do they have it, like, on display almost? That's how it felt. And so as I got to this photo, like, I literally felt like I got kicked in the stomach. So I'm like, how the fuck is this here? Like, how? There's no explanation for it.
Okay,
None.
I have a question in the chat. Have you ever encountered the old hag? The old
hag. Like the one who sits on your chest when you're trying to sleep? I have not personally, no.
I haven't encountered that either. No. But that reminds me of that story.
Neither have I.
That I'll tell you.
I have been choked in my sleep and woke up with a handprint on my neck.
Okay. What?
Was there anyone?
Okay, no, it wasn't the person in bed with me either. And the way that the handprint is actually on my neck, it was almost like the hands were coming from behind me, if that makes sense. I'll send you a picture. But and the fingerprints even looked weird. Like, I don't know, it was odd.
I mean, the way you said it was like so matter of fact, like, oh yeah, this happened. It's like, oh man.
But I'm so used to these things happening to me. It's been my whole life.
Okay, so you've been choked. And Martinez, let me tell you this story. I told it before, but I swear I've been touched. One time at band camp. No, for real though. I was at my house, at my parents' house at the time. It was a night. I was going to sleep. My back was towards the door, and there was no one in the house. Like, my parents were out of town and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, I felt like this, like, pressure. Like someone, like, poked me in my back, like the middle of my back. Someone just poked me.
And there was nobody there?
There was no one there. My girlfriend wasn't there, so she wasn't trying to spoon me with a strap on. My parents were gone. My uncle was gone. I mean, it was just me. So while you tell me the story about what happened with you choking, I've got to break out this Ouija board, because tonight I'm going to solve this. I'm going to see if I can channel the ghost that was in that room, because I have questions.
Why did they poke you?
Yeah. Why would they touch me like that? Why would they violate me like that? What's going on there?
But it was just the middle of your back. I mean, it could have been worse.
What if it's his dick in the middle of my back?
It could have been, yeah.
Could have been anything.
Are you 100% positive it was not just some really sharp spasm of muscles in your back?
I knew that question was coming.
I have no idea. I don't. But I'm not 100% positive that it wasn't a ghost. I got to find out, Martinez. The only way to find out is to... Let me ask you this. As an investigator, is it a good idea to just use a Ouija board right now?
By yourself?
Yeah, by myself.
That's pretty stupid.
Oh, I like stupid ideas.
Gonna be frank. I mean, I play the board. I use the board quite often myself, but not by myself.
Oh.
And that's like one of the biggest like no-nos
of
using the Ouija board.
It's gonna be yes today. All right,
but hey, do what you want.
Okay, I'll set this up. While I do so, I'm sorry. I derailed the story by you being choked by a ghost, a kinky S&M ghost. How often does it happen?
I mean, it was okay. I wasn't mad at it.
Whoa! You weren't mad at it. What does that mean? You come back again, choke again? What is it?
Never mind that.
No, ma'am. This is the stream to talk about those things. We allow anything on this podcast.
I don't mind being choked, but when I can't see what's doing it, like, then I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
when I
needs to show
wake up
itself.
and like, yeah. What's that?
Well, okay. What else besides being choked by a ghost?
Let's see what else has happened to me. I have been scratched, like, legit just watching television, and my leg starts burning, and I pull up my pant leg, and I had a scratch that was probably, I say, about 5 inches long. super deep. It took probably like 3 months for it to completely like go away, and there was nothing there to scratch me. So how do you explain that?
Do you have any pets?
I have cats, yes, but there were no cats on me when it happened.
The person you sleep with, do they have long toenails?
Yeah, the ghost you
No,
sleep with?
and I was on the couch. I was not with that
But it could have
person at that
happened
time.
earlier and you just didn't notice it.
No, because it started burning and it was a fresh scratch. Like, you know what a fresh scratch looks like versus something that happened a day before.
Okay, we got a question in the chat real fast. Maybe we missed this point. So what did the medium say about the picture being at the guy's house? Did we miss that?
They said that he said that it was demonic, which I already kind of knew just because of everything that kind of built up in that case, and that I basically needed to abandon the case because if I didn't, I would get hurt.
Okay.
So that's exactly what I did.
Okay.
When you say
question.
demonic,
oh, sorry. Go on, Martinez.
Oh.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
when you say demonic,
Mm-hmm.
Is that like what do you mean by demons? Like Christian
Inhuman
demons,
spirit.
or
Okay,
like
so I
any
am Catholic, so I am religious, but I'm not like super crazy about it. But demonic for me is just an inhuman spirit. I don't mean it in like, it's just inhuman. It's something darker. It's something that is a lot more powerful than your dead Uncle Bob who's coming to say hi. So, I mean, I've worked quite a few darker cases. I've had strangers come up to me. I was in New York walking through Central Park, and this lady in like business attire steps in front of me, pointing her finger in my face, and she goes, "He knows what you're doing and he doesn't like it. He's coming for you." And then steps away and walks off like it was nothing. I also was at a party one time.
I can go up to someone and just say that and freak them out.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
why?
I mean, Martinez
what would the point
could.
of that be? Like, I'm sure he could. But and then I'm at a party, at a birthday party at a friend's house. Me and a friend were talking with this couple all night. You know, we end up in the hot tub at the end of the party. We're all just talking, and all of a sudden, this dude like just changes. His facial expression changes. His eyes change. It was not the same person that we were talking to all night. And he said basically the same thing to me. He's like, have you talked to him? And I was like, him who? He goes, him. And I'm like, well, I've had a couple of darker cases, so I think I know what you're talking about. And he goes, yeah, well, he knows you well. I mean, he basically said the same exact thing that woman said to me. So what are the chances of two people in two different parts of the world basically telling me the same thing?
Yeah. What do you say to that?
Yeah,
Case
now
closed.
I'm just kidding. I mean, of course, there's always explanations for things, but I feel like I think that in the field, there's people that it's like kind of a calling, and that's what they're supposed to be doing, and that's how I feel about myself.
Okay.
Just from my experiences.
Now, some other questions were fast, but these are great because they lead to other crazy things, good things. Okay. Tony asked, why do only certain people seem to experience this stuff?
I think that some people are just closed off and some people aren't. I think some people aren't accepting of it, or like the non-believers just don't want to believe it, so they shut themselves off to it. That's how I feel. Because like as children, like you know how children have like imaginary friends and they say they see things. Well, when you're younger, you're a lot more open. And as you get older, you start to close yourself off.
I mean, you're very open and naive, and it's like I had imaginary friends too, but they weren't real. I mean, they're
well, I'm not saying that everybody that has imaginary friends is a spirit. I'm just saying I think that some people are just open to it and some aren't, basically, is my point.
Counterpoint to that, or whatever. What about like people who believe are more willing to accept things they see as supernatural because they want to believe it?
It's the power of suggestion.
I guess. I mean, like you said, how people who don't believe close themselves off because they don't want it to be whatever. Like people who believe could just say they want to believe so much that
when things happen, they just automatically assume that it's paranormal. Yeah, I get that. But then there are people who have had experiences too. Like I didn't at 5 years old say, "Hey, I want to believe in ghosts." And then when I was 12, just I don't know. My experiences is what has caused me to believe, not because I wanted to believe. I lived in fear of it. Like I didn't want it to be in my life. So I don't know.
And when you go out on your investigations and you see things, I mean, other people see it with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my house itself is extremely active. I have had guests who are not believers come to my home and leave a believer because they've seen the shadow figures they've experienced.
Shadow figures.
I asked you about
okay, that's another
black
question.
Shadow figures.
Ken Stark asked shadow people. He asked about. So what about shadow people and shadow animals?
I've seen both.
Are they ghosts? I mean, what are they?
Yeah, I think it's just the way that they choose to show themselves to you.
Alessandro's is rolling his eyes.
That's fine.
He's like,
heavy sigh over there.
Great material for the next story, but I don't believe any of it.
I'm just listening.
He can write some good stuff, though. He writes good stories.
I'll have to check them out.
He does. But I'm surprised Alessandro hasn't seen or experienced anything because he's I don't know, his imagery that he has around him, all I know about him is he seems like he'd be the type that would channel it or something but no.
Maybe I'm trying to get people not to believe because I'm secretly something.
Yeah.
Demon. No, I'm just kidding.
You're in on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling Tammy she's getting too close. So wait, you know about the ghost who touched me then? Son of a bitch. No.
Stephanie.
Hey, wait!
Donnie.
Aren't you supposed to be taking shots for questions?
Oh yeah. So I'm kind of behind.
Okay.
I mean, good one.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that make you laugh. I mean, come on. We're talking about 100 proof over here. You're fucking on the floor already.
So?
All right, here's the next one.
Stephanie and Donnie Gregg ask, "Do you believe in guardian angels?"
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've come close to death too many times and made it through not to believe in that. So I do, definitely.
And spirit guides? Also from Stephanie and Donnie.
I don't know about that.
So, guardian angels, okay, but spirit guides, no.
Why?
I don't know, because, so a spirit guide is, somebody who, you can communicate with, in a sense, and I don't know. I mean, I can't say that they don't exist, but I personally have not experienced that. And I think spirit guides are more with people whom I think who are on the more medium psychic side of things, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really into all that.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
I have a weird question.
Is it the one from Tony?
Yeah. All right. Phil, answer it. Whoever wants to answer it, just feel free to answer it. You too, Martinez. Have you ever been sexually assaulted by a ghost?
I was choked.
That's definitely assaulted. I had a guest who told me a story one time. I mean, you could listen to it.
Well, I have had EVPs with them saying that they wanted to fuck me. So, I mean, that's verbal assault, I guess.
Yeah.
But not physically.
Well,
I'm just saying.
But you got choked out, though. You got choked.
I did.
So you said you have EVPs. I'm not going to ask you to let me listen to them or anything. But I used to watch, Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures all the time because it was interesting. I like the locations they went to and stuff. It was interesting. But I didn't, I don't believe that stuff. But anyway, they always did the EVPs. So when you do EVPs and you have them recorded, is it the same stuff they have where it's like, oh my God, he said he's going to kill me?
No, see, for me,
I'm gonna kill you. Holy hell, guys! You hear that?
Yeah, it was you. For me, it has to sound like you and me. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be clear as day, or I throw it out. If it's like a slight whisper, and I think it said "go fuck off," and nobody else can hear that.
What was that? I'm sorry.
You again. I wouldn't use that because to me that's just stupid. Like, unless it is clear as clear can be, then no, I don't call that evidence. Because it could have been somebody farting and it made it sound like it was something else. So no, it's like you've never farted. Come on.
No, but a fledgling ghost. Hey, on your ghost hunts, like, have you ever encountered a ghost baby?
I don't believe in child spirits myself, so no, I'm gonna say no.
That's interesting. Why not?
Because I feel like a child is so innocent, like there's nothing like for them to be like stuck here.
Okay.
To keep them back. That's my personal opinion. I just don't believe in child spirits.
Okay. Well, the reason why I was asking is I was thinking, like, it was so weird, like, just to encounter one, just be so annoying, be like crying all the time, just, I don't know. I'd rather be in a room with a ghost that's farting or a ghost that's just crying all the time.
Probably farting.
Yeah.
I can't handle the crying.
No, but you also been on Ghost Adventures, right?
Yeah, I was on Ghost Adventures.
Well, tell us about that.
That was fun. It was an amazing experience. They had contacted me a couple of times to do my house, and I was like, no, but I had another location that I have investigated for years that's extremely active, and I thought it would be really good for the show. It took a lot of work, with the producer for months, sending over history and documentation on things, but the actual filming was cool. I mean, a lot of people want to talk bad about Zach and whatever, but actually after meeting him in person and seeing that he busts his ass and he actually works really hard at what he does, I have a lot of respect for the dude. But they were all cool. Like I was telling you before we got on here, he was very respectful of the location because I was pretty stern about that. So, there was no provoking. There was no bending the story or, making up lies or anything like that. Like, they stayed true to what happened there. And so I respected that a lot.
What episode is that?
Hotel Leger.
Hotel Leger.
Yeah, season 16, season premiere. So it was the first episode.
That's cool. So
and
you
it was
worked
the top-rated show out of all the shows ever.
Of course.
By the way.
Yes. I can hear why.
Yeah.
You know your stuff.
No, just kidding.
I don't know. You know how to entertain the chat. The chat's liking this. The chat's liking you.
Nice.
Man. But, so you've been a ghost investigator, paranormal investigator, and then you got the attention of Ghost Adventurers, their crew, and you went on TV. So is this like a full-time gig?
No, I have another job. I mean, there's no money in the paranormal, unfortunately, unless you have a TV show, which I don't.
Baggins, yeah.
Yeah, but I've had fun with it. I mean, I do location scouting for them and their producers. I also worked for Ghost Brothers, who were on Destination America for a while too. So I've made a lot of really good connections. I've had a lot of fun with it, definitely. I actually did a Netflix show that's coming out as well. I did a few episodes, so yeah.
What's the show?
It's called Spectral Quest. It is just getting wrapped up right now in filming, and so it should be on Netflix at the beginning of the year.
So you have a show on Netflix?
I was in a few episodes, yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man. That is
I'm personally
awesome
trying to get into horror. I want to be in horror movies, so that's
that's a
where
way
I'm
to get
heading.
in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell, I mean, you even have a voice to do some reading, so I might even pay you to read some stories. But like, hey, I don't know.
I'm down.
And I want to see what would happen if Martinez were to have his own show, his ghost show. I'd like to see that. I don't believe in ghosts.
My own ghost show.
Now that's a new spin. I know some producers too, so we might maybe able to make that happen.
They gave me
the non-believer.
They gave me a bunch of money and told me to believe. I said, "Fuck off." But I took the money anyway. So, okay, for Martinez, like
that show does sound fun though.
Tammy, is there a place that Alessandro needs to go to, spend a night in, to really, really understand?
Where are you located?
What
state are you in?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. So you're close. The Washoe Club in Virginia City. That place is pretty amazing. Hotel Leger in NorCal. You would believe, I think, definitely if you went there. Preston Castle is pretty good. Go to Prague, the catacombs in Prague. You will come out a believer. I mean, it's quite a trip, but it's worth it.
I do travel. I would like to go there someday.
You definitely should. Prague is amazing.
I like the beer from Prague. Is that count?
I'm going to Rome in a couple months too, so I'll let you know. There might be some good stuff there too.
No, like someone brought up a good point in the chat. So, you've seen lots of things. You've been choked by ghosts, seen EVPs. Ghosts want to fuck you, but no children spirits allowed. That's kind of like the hang up. It's kind of like no children spirits or child spirits are allowed because Satan has limitations almost. So it's like,
no, I mean, it's just my personal belief. There's a lot of people in the field who have the same belief. And I think that it just depends on what you believe in as far as the spiritual world goes, because I do believe in demons. I do believe in something darker. And a lot of the time they like to portray themselves as something more innocent to get you kind of drawn in and comfortable. And so that's why my view is the way that it is. I have personally never, ever encountered a child spirit.
Go to Planned Parenthood.
I don't know. Oh my fuck, that's terrible.
I mean, come on. If you really want to find them, go to an orphanage.
Might as well just go bust out some equipment. No, I couldn't do that. Oh my god, you're terrible. I don't know. It's just my belief. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm just saying I don't believe that they do.
Okay, well, the thing about that is just because you don't believe it or because you do believe it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? I mean, so you could see one, you could encounter one, and actually you did kind of encounter one because the little girl, she was a child, right?
That's a good point.
The little girl you saw,
but that could have been a residual. That could have been a residual energy too. I didn't have interaction with her, so I can't say that was an intelligent spirit.
Oh.
I saw it, so.
Well.
But that's a good point. But I've never had interaction with a child spirit, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, man, I want to see. Now I want to see what we like to see, like kid spirits, like playing games. Like hopscotch or something. I don't know. Like, why can't we just see them? If the spirits are just walking around, roaming around, or whatever, why can we just every day just see them? Be like, hey, what's going on, Joe? It's just doesn't make sense.
Well, no, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't work that way, I guess.
Oh, it's weird. It's weird. So, what do you think about the afterlife? I mean, what does that mean? Is there a heaven? I mean, you're Catholic, right?
I believe in heaven, personally. But I think that what I do also makes me accept death better, because I know that you can still communicate in a sense.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Kind of. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Because like I know like when I'm having like a hard time with something, and then like my dad hasn't really like come to me. Like I haven't had like a conversation with my father since he passed away. But like I'm having like a really bad day, or I'm like, oh, God, I don't know what to do. Like I will smell his cologne or his scent, and then it's kind of like, okay, everything's okay. Like I'm okay. I'm doing the right thing. Like there's like little things like that.
So you're saying you actually smell it?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are olfactory hallucinations. My wife can attest to that. Also, scent is the strongest sense linked to memory.
True. That's
which
true.
maybe you're just bringing that up in your olfactory.
Comforting myself. Yeah. No, I can see that. Definitely.
good point, Martinez. Good point.
You shut me up real good. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, he brings in the knowledge. Look at that.
No, that's good.
But
there was something else. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, I know how, like, for me personally, I don't know about for y'all, but sometimes just like out and about, whatever, and all of a sudden I get like a certain taste. Like I'll be craving for something, like I want this or that, or I don't know, and the memories connected to whatever food I'm thinking about is like, kind of lingers around, because I'm a fat ass or whatever. So I mean, I can see how for like scent, like if you catch the whiff of something, or if you thought you did, and when you got the smell of the cologne, I mean, was there anyone else around that could be wearing that cologne? Or?
No, I was by myself in my garage.
Was it a musky cologne?
I can't even explain it.
Oh.
It's just my dad's scent. I mean, it was just.
Okay.
I smelled it. That's all.
So, what are some wild investigations that you've been on?
Wild. Let's see. I mentioned the Washoe Club. That place is amazing. We had a group of probably maybe 6 people. And there's 3 floors to the place. So we were on the lower level, and then the other 3 people were upstairs. And we're kind of sitting in a circle, and we're just like doing EVPs or whatnot. And then we hear somebody running down the stairs. So we thought it was one of the people from upstairs. And then you felt it like on the floor. Like you can hear it, and you felt the footsteps coming closer and closer and closer. Well, there was obviously nobody there. And like it just startled us like crazy. And I like actually grabbed the person that was sitting like by me and like pulled her onto my lap because I didn't want anything to happen to her, because I mean, you hear and feel this thing coming towards you. So that was pretty amazing. Another time there with a different group of people, there's like a room that has like a cutout window.
Okay.
And we were in a separate room doing an EVP session. We played it back, and we got this Get Out, but it was like so loud it like rattled the speaker. So we're like, all right, we'll leave this room. And so we're walking down the hallway, and we're passing the room that has like the cutout window, and this like green like misty thing was forming. And it like peeked its head out, or like it peeked out, and then it went back into the room. So we went into the room, and
Whoa,
I'm standing by that.
You all saw that?
We all saw it, yeah.
Well, what the hell was that? Was it like the slime? Was it Slimer? You saw Slimer?
It might have been. I don't know for sure.
Freaking Ghostbusters over here. Shit.
Shut the hell up.
No, you're talking about Slimer.
Yeah, he was hanging out.
Okay, hold on.
Anyways. Go ahead.
No, I would like to meet a real life Slimer. No, I mean that for real.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sorry. But you might want to like try to conjure one up on your Ouija board.
I will. Is it bad to rub your nutsack on a Ouija board? Is it bad? Because I will do it if will that channel a ghost?
I mean, that's a good personal touch. I mean, it might be okay.
Personal touch. No, I wonder. Okay. If
I
I
probably
if I spill
wouldn't
some of my
do
own
that.
blood, if I spill some of my own blood on this Ouija board right now, will a ghost pop out? I want the ghost of Patrick Swayze. Can I get the ghost of Patrick Swayze over here?
Oh my god, I cannot with you. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
Man.
Only if you're sitting at a pottery wheel.
Right.
And I got to put baby in a corner.
Yes.
I don't have a baby over here. Let me get a baby. Let me get a ghost baby.
Oh my god, you're ridiculous.
Thank you. But anyway, sorry. So you go in the room.
That's right. We go in the room. So I'm standing by that like cutout window thingy, and then there's like a door across from me, and we see this like figure, and it looks like a cowboy. And so we all see it. We're communicating with it. We're doing EVPs or whatever, and the guy's filming, and then all of a sudden, like, I just see this white, like almost like light go from the door like to like right in front of my face. So it's like it rushed up on me.
That's cool.
And all of our equipment died at that very moment.
Explain that, Martinez. Because now I'm a believer in that one.
Explain
what was that? Checkmate.
So, so you don't have like video of this because all your equipment died?
Well, I'm sure they still have the footage. It was years ago, but I mean, I could try to get it. But it died at that point, yes. But up until that point, it was moving.
Convenient.
Oh my god.
Oh, Alessandra's bringing out the big guns on this one.
Wow.
You like sniped that story down.
I actually think I have a CD of that investigation in my house. So I will gladly send that over. But yeah, so then we went downstairs to put new batteries in the cameras and whatnot, and we heard running down the stairs, and then into the room was that green mist again. And then it kind of just like dissipated and went away. So Washoe Club's crazy. That's a good place to go, especially if you're not a believer. Like you.
I gotta check it out. Because I'm the one who's on the fence. I could be. Oh, here I am.
You should go there and like do a show there. That'd be amazing.
Now, where else could I go? I mean, someplace local. Like, if there's a house where I know like a murder happened, or something.
That's a good. Yeah, if you can get into the house.
What about a graveyard?
I do cemeteries all the time.
Last time I'd done it at a cemetery was like when I was in college. Nothing happened though.
Well, I've never done it at a cemetery, but I have investigated cemeteries.
But you would think I'd be possessed and shit, though. I mean, after the stuff I've done, I've done everything to defy a Ouija board, play by myself, and
play by yourself.
Well, I play by myself like just about every other morning, but we're not talking about that. Shit, stay on focus here, Tammy.
Sorry.
Just joking.
You're talking about getting poked in the back by a spirit dick, so I mean, I think I should say that. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Ken Stark asks, please ask Tammy if it's possible that she simply imagined what she thinks she's seen. If it's possible, you just imagine what you saw.
The little girl, or just any of it?
Just any of it.
No, because a lot of the things that I've experienced, other people were there and experienced it too. I'm not crazy. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
No, I don't think I imagined it.
There's like there's two possibilities there. Either you're exaggerating, or either you're imagining the whole thing. Like, you're like you took crazy pills and like seeing all sorts of stuff. Or it's all true.
Yeah. Hey, whatever people want to believe. I mean, I know what I've experienced.
I'm sure there are more options than just those two.
Yeah,
no, there's only two options.
I'm either crazy or it's real.
That's it. There's only two options here, Alessandra. Let me tell you something, okay? I used to work at a psychiatric facility, okay? And these kids are bonkers. I mean, I'm talking... And I did night shift. And there was some clients, one in particular... She didn't take her medication for like weeks. She was going on downward spirals. She was like staring out her window, writing spirals. Like spiral in a spiral. Like words made no sense. She was talking to imaginary things, talking to claim the spirits and ghosts and shit. There was an eerie vibe in her room, but was it eerie because of how she was acting? I mean, like, I don't know. But then, go ahead. There's more to it, but interject.
Was she like what was she diagnosed as? Do you know? Was she like schizophrenic? Do you know what was wrong with her?
What was she? Like bipolar?
Bipolar. Because schizophrenia and possession are very, very similar. By the way, not saying that she was possessed. I'm just saying.
Well, that reminds me of another client. Who had schizophrenia. Who would this client was actually pretty cool. He was pretty safe. All you have to do is just leave him in his room, leave him be, and he's fine. And it might come out for an apple or from food or whatever. But he would just scream at himself, screaming at demons and things he sees, screaming names in Spanish. But as violent, as crazy as he sounds, you pop your head in the door, be like, "Hey, man, you okay?" I kid you not, he'll go from screaming crazy Spanish, turn to look at me and be like, "Yeah, I'm good," and he'll go back and screaming. I'm like, "Holy hell!" Now I thought he was possessed, but then I talked to him one day. I was like, "Hey, man, what happened? Like, how did this all start?" You know, he told me he smoked some fry.
Well, yeah, that can.
It was like weed with embalming fluid on it or something. Which I don't know why anyone wants to mix marijuana with like chemicals that he put into the dead. I mean, that seems pretty fucking stupid. But whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know about that.
So I mean, that guy, I don't think he was possessed. That one, I think he really fucked up his head. So there's that possibility too, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities.
Okay, so it's not black and white. It's not just two extremes.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't think so.
Okay, I gotta. Alessandro, can you read Tony's question? Because I don't think I could do it.
Have you taken any shots yet? I'm just asking.
No, man, I have like 3. Take another one. Ready? Can't you hear it? I can barely even read what's on the screen.
All right.
Too many shots.
He has 2 questions, but I assume you want me to read this one. Have you ever had sex on a Ouija board while being choked by a ghost in the middle of a pentagram with lighted candles?
During a thunderstorm.
Wow. No, I haven't. That might be fun, though.
Okay, that made you blush, so I'm going to have to take a shot. I told him. It has
Definitely not blushing. Definitely not blushing. It takes a lot more than that.
You laughed. If you laughed to it.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
That was a good question.
There is 2 other questions. Stephanie Donnie asks, favorite all-time location to investigate, and Tony asks, place with most demonic activity.
Favorite place to investigate? Hotel Leger, definitely. The spirits know me by name there. Other people come in there and actually get EVPs of the spirits asking for me, which is kind of cool. Demonic locations. Usually those cases are residential. I haven't been to too many historical places that had a demonic presence in them. So I would say residential cases.
I have a place where you can go.
Where?
Okay, so the psychiatric place I used to work at, one of the units actually closed down. This unit was so crazy, they had to shut it down twice. The second time, it was almost for good. I don't know if they reopened it. I mean, it's a waste. They have to reopen eventually. I mean, they get money from clients. But that unit has so much negative energy, and I swear, Alessandro, I know you don't believe in spirits and ghosts, but there is a crazy vibe in that unit. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. It's just
and as a paranormal investigator, I can say energy, from the people there can create that vibe too. You can tell if you're in a hostile environment or you're in a house where people fight all the time. You can kind of feel that in the air. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's paranormal.
Yeah. That's true. Well, this
All right,
place, if you ask to go to that, I'll give you the name of the psychiatric place I used to work at. I don't want to dox myself on this one, but I'll give you the name. Ask them if you can go check that place out, and they might even let you. Because this place is so freaking crazy. So, one time a client ran off and was gone for weeks. They did a missing person thing. And all these people start coming in and like trying to help out with the investigation. I kid you not, these quote psychics came in and were like, I guess, paid to help out with the investigation. These psychics they were in the office like holding their head like, I'm sensing that she is over here. And I'm like, we have dogs, we have cops of dogs looking for the body who are probably going to find it or wherever. And you guys are like, can I get some coffee? And over coffee, you're like, I sense that she's over here. I sense that she's over there. Okay. My money's on the dogs.
I can't.
Turns out the whole time she was at a crack house with a new pimp. So, and she came back on her own.
Was one of the psychics right? I mean, were they?
No.
One of those.
They were going to the creek.
Damn.
They were going to the creek.
So they thought she was just dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she was far from dead.
Dead inside, maybe.
Probably.
But I wanted to. What you said about the place has a really bad vibe, and this goes back to Tammy mentioned the power of suggestion earlier. Does it have a bad vibe because you know what went on there already? And, it's a mental institution, which already gives people, a vibe. And, what goes on, what kind of things go on there. And
yeah,
everyone already has a preconceived notion of mental asylums.
Well,
and
yeah, it's not that
and
bad.
So
yeah.
You have, and you knew what went on there. So maybe that's where your bad vibe comes from.
Very true.
Yeah, it didn't help, too, that the other clients kind of told me stories, and stories were in my head. But I would also mess with the clients. I'd be like, I'm the anti-medium. They'd be like, oh, no, I can't be in this room, whatever, because it's haunted. I'm like, your room's not haunted? And she's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. Trust me, I'm the anti-medium. Every time I'm in the room where there's supposedly a ghost or whatever, they don't come out. It's like they tapped me once when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, okay, and then they don't touch me. They don't mess with me anymore. Yeah, they hit and quit, man. They don't stay and play.
Damn, that's okay though.
Well, damn it. Why don't they love me? Why don't ghosts love me?
They don't want to cuddle with you. It's okay.
But yeah, suggestion is super powerful, whether it's
definitely
intentional or not. Like, I love magic, and any magician will tell you that the power of suggestion is invaluable. For example, if you're in some supposedly haunted house, and something flies across the room, as it did on many Ghost Adventures episodes, someone sees something fly across the room, and the person who thinks they saw that says, whoa, did you see that fly across the room? And maybe everyone else just caught a glimpse of it flying. They'll assume that they might assume that they saw it, the whole thing, like it lifted up and flew across the room. Whatever the explanation is. Or if you hear noises and someone says, I think I heard footsteps, and then everyone listens and hears those noises, everyone will now assume that, oh, I hear those footsteps, when it could be any noise.
I definitely agree with that. Like, especially when I'm listening to EVPs, I'm never going to, automatically say what I think it says. I'm going to ask them what they think they hear before I'm like, it says this. Because, if you hear something and then you say what it sounds like, then everybody's going to hear what you said. So it's kind of pointless.
Of course,
but I agree.
With the we're talking about, distorted noise. So even if you give it to them and be like, oh, what does it sound like? And they go, no, I think it sounds like, look at behind you. Look at behind you. That's what I think it says. It says, yeah, look at behind you. I'm gonna eat you. Yeah, that's what it says. I mean, would you go, oh yeah, I hear that too? Or I mean, would you be like, oh no, that's too wild, that's too crazy? I mean,
I'm not the person that like goes with what everybody else says ever.
okay.
So if I don't hear something, like if someone says it says hello and it said goodbye, I'm gonna be like, no, you're wrong. Like I don't play that game.
Okay.
But a lot of people do, like, oh my god, yeah, that was like a demon growl. And I'm like, no, bitch, you ate something bad and that was your stomach. Like, you have to learn how to figure out what's what and tag things. If you burp, you gotta say you burp so that when you play it back, it doesn't sound like something else.
Now,
But
have you been physically harmed during one of these investigations?
I have been pushed. I have been punched. My hair has been pulled.
Was that by
scratched.
like a chick ghost? Want to start like a fight with you?
I don't know. Maybe she was just jealous. No, just kidding. No, no, I don't know what type of spirit it was, but that happened to me. I was actually pushed against a wall, and one of my partners had bite marks on his back. That's from the same place.
How do we know that the bites weren't there before?
Because I don't know.
Yeah, like his girlfriend comes up, is like, "What's all those bite marks on you?"
Well, that's
ghosts.
what happened, actually. No, because the next morning she was like, "What the fuck is on your back? Like, where were you last night?" And he was like, "You know where I was, like, you know, whatever." And obviously, I wasn't biting his back, so yeah, I don't know. And that's funny, because that's exactly what happened.
Like, how are ghosts even biting? Like, I thought they're just like energy soul things that like how do they even have the capacity to bite and scratch and do all that? I mean,
well, and that's when like inhuman spirits come into play.
I don't know. I think we should have spent more time defining what is a ghost and how do they work? Like, how does like, so can a ghost like go through walls and stuff? Like, what are we talking about? Like it operates on its own physics?
Well, if it's energy, it doesn't have to open the door, right?
I mean, what if you had like energy proof paneling or something? I don't know. I mean, it'd be kind of fun. I mean,
there are a lot of answers that we still do not have.
I don't know if you could account for every type of energy to make an energy-proof door.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm just saying,
there's
like
solar energy, there's radiation.
Yeah,
there's whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like made like a I don't know.
So Tony has a question. In Hell House by Richard Matheson, which I've read. I don't know if you guys have read.
No, I need to.
It's a really good book. But in Hell House, ghosts were nothing more than energy. This is him talking, Tony talking. More than energy left behind from the lives of the people who live there. The lead character makes a machine that was supposed to dispel that energy, rendering the ghosts, quote unquote, expelled. So if ghosts are only energy, then why can we not just do that to them?
Maybe people have tried. I don't know.
Yeah, we can convert the ghosts into fuel. You'd laugh, but if they're energy, we can put them into a battery. I mean, look at that. How does that not make any sense? That makes perfect sense.
Oh my god. You should try doing that. Get out your Ouija board, conjure one up.
No, you
Trap
laugh
the
and you think I'm
energy.
silly. You laugh and you think I'm silly. You think I'm some sort
You
of jester.
you are kind of silly. Sorry.
You think I'm some sort of clown over here. If they're
little
energy,
bit.
they can be put into a battery. Power fucking ghost cars.
Oh my god, I cannot.
No, I mean, shit. Elon Musk could be on this shit. Oh my god. I'm going to tag him on Twitter. I'm just be like, hey.
Oh shit.
The new Tesla, powered by the afterlife.
Yes.
That'd be sweet. That'd be fucking awesome.
That would be pretty badass.
And it's like it sponsors Ghost Adventures.
I'd be like, do you believe now?
You got to. You're
Zach
driving
would
it.
so be on that shit.
I mean, you got to believe at that point it's fueling your cars. It'd be like I don't know, young earthers who don't believe in dinosaurs or whatever. You know, like, no, dinosaurs never existed. It's
No, they never did. I'm just kidding.
No more dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are all a lie. Conspiracy theory.
Definitely. It's all bullshit.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Wait a second.
This car gets excellent miles per ghost.
What about ghost dinosaurs? I mean, come on.
Hey, why not, right?
They're shadow animals. Has anyone seen a shadow T-Rex? No, I'm serious.
Well, there was this one time. No.
That
Maybe
does go
after
back-
too many shots.
That does go back to Ken's earlier question about shadow animals.
Yeah.
Are there...
I've seen, like, cat spirits. I've seen that.
And what exactly did you see with that?
It was like a cat,
Uh-huh.
like a black cat, run across the room.
But
there
it couldn't
was
just
no
be a black cat?
No, because I didn't have a black cat. And then, okay, so there is a place called St. Mary's in Virginia City. It was an old hospital. And stories were that there was a ghost dog there.
Oh.
And it was seen in the hallway, and it was seen in this certain bedroom. So we had cameras set up, and I can probably get this footage to show you as well. There was like a little white dog, like we saw it running in the hallway, but there was no dog there. And then we were in the room that he has been said to be seen, and you know, a dog fart is much different than a human fart in the way it
A dog
smells.
fart?
Yes. It's a lot more
okay.
pungent.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I can tell you right now, there's a dog
We're-
farting under my desk.
Yeah, my dog had some gas last night.
Yeah.
But you can tell the difference. So we're in the room and like we're just doing EVPs and we're messing with the equipment and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, the room just smelled like dog shit. It was the most terrible smell ever. And like, how do you explain that? Because you know the difference between a human fart and a dog fart. Definitely smells different. And that was the room that the dog has been seen numerous times.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. How else would you explain that? I mean, that...
Unless someone, I don't know. I don't know. But it was definitely an animal smelling fart. It was disgusting. I had to leave the room.
I mean, Alessandra, I know I play around too. I'm like, you know, a clown over here too. But there is a part of me, I am skeptical, but I also am open-minded. Like, I do think there are things that we don't understand that are going on, you know, that are just like, okay, what is this? What is that? I mean, the thing is, this subject is kind of wrapped around other things that kind of like confuse it and complicate it, like power of suggestion. We see what we want to see. You know, the human mind playing tricks on us because we are designed through evolution to see patterns where patterns may not even exist, to see things that aren't even there. Yet, so what is it? Is it there or is it not there? Or is it somewhere else? I mean, I don't know, man. But we have another. Have you ever?
We all get really quiet.
Well, I'm just kind of drunk rambling about like ghosts and shit. Okay. Another
So you
have
said you had video. You had video of the cat. You said
The dog. The dog. Yeah. My partner has it, yeah.
because Ken Stark asked, with all your investigations, do you have a single bit of video that shows anything odd?
Yeah, I have some
So-
video footage for sure.
and
I have some really good photos as well.
and yes, Tony, we're trying to say that ghost dog farted. Yes, the ghost dog did fart.
Yes, it
I think-
farted.
I think Tony might be drinking too.
Yeah.
Man, I need a shot. This is not fair.
Let's see. There's another question. Have you been scratched by a shadow ghost rabbit, then turned into a were-ghost rabbit?
What in the fuck?
I don't
Yes,
even-
that happened to me one time. No.
While posing nude for a college art class.
Tony, are you okay?
Well, I did the last part, but not the first two. So,
You posed nude for a college art class?
oh yeah. I mean, it was a college
Did they
art class.
Did they ask you to?
Well, yeah. I thought they suggested it.
Are there any serious questions?
Yes.
Sir, you're not even enrolled here.
Why are you naked?
No. There are serious questions though. I think one thing that's really cool is the one about the demon. So, like, what do you do when you find a demon?
Well, I call in somebody else to take care of that because I'm not qualified, obviously, but I do the initial investigation. If it does turn out to be something darker, then I get somebody who's more qualified to take care of that part of it for me.
Okay. Is there a certain time of day that's better for ghost hunting?
No. It can happen in the morning, at night, whatever. I think people investigate at night. I think it's more of like an ambiance, in the dark. You get your senses going, but you can investigate any time of the day. Although it is said that activity spikes between midnight and 3 a.m. Do I necessarily agree with that? I don't know. I've experienced high levels of activity in the afternoon, so.
I do too. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
How many shots have you had now?
I don't know. Lost count. Anyway, one of my exes, she told me that during midnight to 3 a.m., the ghosts are very active, and that, of course, when you ever use a Ouija board, it opens a portal or something. And then on Halloween, it's like super crazy, and then I don't know. Is that still even
Actually,
true?
it's not Halloween. It's the day after Halloween that the spirits it's easier for them to come through the veil.
That's my birthday.
November 1st?
Yep.
Nice. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
As far as the Ouija board opening a portal, so many people have so much shit to say about Ouija boards, but to me, it's legit just another tool to communicate, just like doing EVPs or dowsing rods or whatever. And it's all about intent. If you're going into it wanting to summon up a demon, then hey, that might happen. But if you're just using it as a tool, it's not dangerous.
So if you go in wanting to summon a demon, it could happen.
Well, it's about intent. If you're using the board to communicate with the dead and you want to get answers, then it's not dangerous. But it's how you use it what makes it dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, it can be dangerous. If you don't know how to properly close and open and what to look for when something's not going right, then
now,
yes. But
is there a reason why, like, Parker Brothers, like, push it out as a toy? Is that like a conspiracy? Was that like them? Because that's something that people listening to the show are gonna be like, oh, but that's just a toy.
But they're not the ones who originally created the board. It was two sisters that did. The Ouija board's been around since I think the early 1800s.
We're talking about the Fox
And they
sisters?
probably had.
Or was it another?
I can't think of their names right now. But the gaming companies, of course, they're gonna make it just as a game, and then it's 8 and up. Like, I don't think an 8-year-old child should be using a Ouija board. But
would you call Child Protective Services if they did?
damn straight, no,
Oh,
no, it's not
because
my
I
place.
might do that with my kids. Come on, kids, let's play Ouija.
Did you ever watch The Exorcist? What the fuck? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the best part is when they're trash talking the mom, saying, "Your mom sucks cocks in hell." That was the best part.
She probably did. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways,
moving on.
Now you're talking bad about my mom. I mean, she's such a
Not
nice
your
person.
mom.
I mean,
Shut your mouth.
she makes wonderful cookies and things. I mean,
She could still be a freak. I mean, okay. Anyway, moving on.
yeah, she could be. She could be. I can't deny that.
Okay, I can't talk about your mother like that. Okay. Anyways, is there any more questions?
Oh yeah, there's lots of questions. No, but seriously though, if you had the power to channel to any ghost, like particularly like a dead celebrity, who would it be and why?
A dead celebrity. I don't know. I'm not like a fangirl, so I don't think it would be a celebrity.
Okay, well, who would it be?
My dad. It would have to be my father.
And why?
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's obvious. That's cool. So,
yeah,
we are coming towards the end, and one of my last questions I like to ask our guests is, what's your favorite horror film?
The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. And why is that?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's the only horror movie that gets me. Like, I can watch anything, and it doesn't bother me. But that movie, like, to this day, still scares me.
I don't know.
I guess the reality of it. And what's that?
I don't know. Have you seen Zombie Ass?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a masterpiece. It's a Japanese horror film. And
I'll have to check it out.
I tried to check it out on a live stream, but the stream kept on getting kicked off for copyright issues.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, fuck you, YouTube. I almost lost my channel or something. I was like, God damn it. I thought it was like it's a B movie that no one gives a fuck about.
Aww.
You know? So I was like, here's this one time to get attention. But no, you had a good choice, though. You had a good choice. Usually people say Exorcist. Trying to do Italian, it's either Exorcist or Shining, and sometimes it's Halloween.
Halloween, I mean, that's like number 2 for sure. And it's actually cool because I'm having a paranormal event in January.
Oh, yeah?
And Elaine Dietz from The Exorcist is going to be there.
No way.
The face of Pazuzu.
Okay, hold on here. Besides doing this, okay, doing your paranormal investigations, who else have you met? Like, you met Zach Baggins, and
I met Zach Baggins. I met all the guys from Ghost Brothers. I've met who else? Elizabeth Saint. I met Katrina Riedman. I've met so many people I can't even think right now. I'm gonna have Santiago Cirillo from The Walking Dead at my event as well, so I'll be meeting him in January.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've met some cool people through it for sure.
And you, that show on Netflix, I mean, you're on there, so I'll be seeing you by streaming the show. And what's the name of the show again?
Spectral Quest.
Okay, and when does it come on Netflix?
They just finished wrapping up on the filming, and they're in editing right now. So I would probably imagine the beginning of the year at some point.
Okay.
You know what? And you mentioned that,
and I'm going to be in a horror movie too.
Oh, really?
My face is going to. Yeah, it's called. Her name was Krista. So, yeah, I'm trying to break into that. So you might see more of me soon.
I think
hopefully.
I saw that. I don't know, because I was doing some research on like internet or whatever. I could have. I don't know. I thought were you in some other things too, like some smaller roles?
That's it right now. I'm probably going to be an extra in a possession film during an exorcism scene. I just auditioned for another horror movie too, so
okay,
we'll see. Things are coming my way.
Well, that's good. I mean, that also reminded me. Someone did ask, "Have you ever witnessed an exorcism?"
No, I have not. I plan to one day, but I have not yet.
All right. Wow. Well, man, I don't know. Hey, Chad, do you have any more questions? Any final questions? I mean, this is it. Come on, you're talking. I mean, Tammy knows her stuff. She's been on Ghost Adventures. She has a Netflix show. Look, I know a lot of us are skeptical, so we ask some crazy questions. Sometimes a little silly. I know I play around too. And Tammy, a lot of it's also for entertainment value. The show,
Oh, for sure. I'm easygoing. It doesn't bother me at all.
And I liked having Alessandro on. He was great. He had a kind of good cop, bad cop routine, though. I think we both went bad cop for a little bit.
Yeah, you guys kind of ganged up on me, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right? In the beginning was like, oh, we're going to convince you,
What the
Alessandro.
hell?
And then all of a sudden I was like... But I thought...
You turned on me.
I swore, I thought the story of me being touched would change his mind.
Do you think
I don't think
that's
you
the evidence?
stood a chance with that one.
Well, maybe I should have told the story when my house was burned down. But I told that
Yeah,
story...
but that was user error. I'm sorry, that
Yeah,
was not paranormal. Yeah.
Well, it looks like chat's just saying that, this interests me too. They just wanted to know. They just had questions. Look, it's a crazy
Nice.
topic. There's a lot of layers to it. A lot of people go, oh, no, I don't believe. But let me tell you something. When it's just you alone and you hear some weird noises and you don't know what it is, who are you going to call? Who are you going to call?
Tammy.
Actually, one person did ask for some, video or pic or something. Can you show us something?
I can send you some stuff, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll be over for that.
Yeah.
And Jesse, did you use your Ouija board? You gonna summon something?
I've been trying to, but it's not working. And I put blood on it, too.
Oh, my God. I'm going to go use mine tonight. I'm going to get off the phone with you guys and drive 2 hours to a haunted location. And have some
sweet.
fun.
Hey, we might be able to connect. We might be able to connect our Ouija boards together over
We might. I do have a video of me using the board with somebody, and the Ouija board is literally spinning in circles while answering questions. I'll send you that, too.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. You have a video of the Ouija board spinning in circles?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Show that to Alessandro. He would believe right now. Alessandro, you look at that. You tell me what that is. Is that a gimmick?
I'll send it.
I'll take a look.
Man, okay. You see, a lot of us who play around and joke, it's like we want to see it, and we want like a demon in our room, but that might be too late.
See, I had an event at Hotel Leger a couple years ago, and Rex Williams from Destination Truth and Dalen Spratt from Ghost Brothers was in the room with us, and there was like a freestanding door with a cross hanging on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's play the Ouija board. As soon as I put my hand on the planchette, the cross flew off the door and then went underneath the door. And Rex Williams, I mean, I'm sure you've seen Destination Truth with Josh Gates.
Yeah.
He was like, I have been all over the world. I have seen some crazy shit. He goes, this is the scariest place I've ever been. Because he witnessed it. I mean, everyone in the room witnessed this cross flying off the door. So, I don't know.
You know what? That makes me think, though. That gives me hope. If that can happen, that means if there is a heaven, that means somehow God allows you to come back down and be a prankster. That's the afterlife I want. Because I don't want to be up there in boring heaven. After a while, maybe I go to heaven, maybe I go to hell. I don't know. Either way, I'll convince someone, either Jesus or God, Jesus or the devil. I'll convince them, hey, let me go back. Because I want to play some pranks. This would be hilarious. You want a good laugh? I'll make you laugh. Don't worry. I want to run around and kick people in the nuts.
Or poke them in their back with your... Never mind. Yeah.
I'll just use my fingers. I'm not gross. Jesus, I'll be using my fingers.
Yeah, right.
Use my fingers. I'll just mess with people. Be like a prankster, you know?
Yeah, of course. That'd be fun.
I told this once to some people, and they're like, oh, you can't do that as a ghost. Like, how do you know you can't do that as a ghost?
There's rules. There's a rule book.
They're like,
I thought you knew.
They're like, there's ghost police. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck do you know there's ghost police? What the fuck are we talking about?
Oh my god, you can't.
Okay. It looks like we have one more have you ever question. Hold on. This better be good. This better be good. Hold on.
I don't even want to know what it's gonna be.
I don't know either. If it's something too crazy, I'll let you know. Hold on. Jesus Christ, it's taking forever to type. Okay, have you ever been followed by a ghost? Like, experience a particularly bad spirit at a location and it followed you home or something?
Yes, numerous times.
Is that the one that choked you?
No, I don't think so. 'Cause my house was active like from the day I moved in, but I have experienced some when I'm working crazier residential cases. The activity in my home tends to pick up quite a bit. And then I did the USS Hornet a few times, and the spirit named Steven kept coming through, and he was the one that said he wanted to bleep me and that he was like in love with me and like all these crazy EVPs. Well, after that night, I was living on my own at the time, and I kept smelling cigarette smoke in my house. And I wasn't a smoker, so it was kind of interesting.
Man. So wait, would you fall in love with a ghost, though?
No.
But what if, okay, well, think of the movie Ghost. Like, I know she didn't fall in love with a ghost. I know he died and came back and all that. But, like, she was still in love with him and all that. Like, what if that happened?
Yeah, I know.
Wasn't like Whoopi Goldberg the medium, and he like interacted through her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and so like
there's still
when
a scene.
Like when they kissed, it was like really her kissing Whoopi Goldberg or something.
Well, there's a scene where they actually touch and stuff in his ghost form, and there's a part where they actually do kiss when he's a ghost, but it's like very, very light. It's like a peck. But it meant the world, though, because he's a ghost. It's like, oh, he could do it.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole, like, human-ghost relationship thing. Doesn't do it for me.
Man,
yeah.
I don't know. I'll summon a ghost. I would summon a ghost girl if I wasn't married. Great. I get turned down, though.
She's like, pass. Swipe left.
He really cracked himself up there.
I can see.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I'd like to meet your wife.
Oh, she was in this room the whole time listening to all this. She knows this shit is crazy. She's like, oh, God. Yeah.
That's great.
It's all about having fun. It's all about having fun. Have a good time. Like, the people like it. People enjoy it. And they actually learn something, Tammy. All right, well, it looks
Did
like
they?
No, I think they did. I think they did. No, believe it or not, they learned about you, they learned about what you do, and they learned about paranormal activity, and they learned about where to find your work and all that, so that's good. Oh, that's another thing.
Nice.
I guess the last thing we can plug is your website, because you have a whole website dedicated to this.
Yeah, I have a website and Facebook page.
Okay,
Instagram.
go ahead and plug that.
The website is lostsoulsinv.org. Lost Souls Investigations on Facebook and the same on Instagram.
Okay. That's good. And by the way, the chat, they're saying you are a great guest. They love you.
Oh, thank you.
They enjoy your energy. They enjoy the banter. I know this show is crazy. And if there's anything...
No, I like crazy. It's
okay.
fine.
Okay. You seem to have a good personality. I mean, you're
Thank
great fun.
you.
All right,
Yes,
well, ladies and
nice talking to
gentlemen,
you.
if you enjoy this, press
Me
the
too.
heart button, share it around. If you don't share, you don't care. Man, come on, Sharon's caring. All right, y'all take it easy.
Before we go,
Oh, sorry, Alessandra.
I want you to pronounce her last name again.
Oh, son of a bitch. What is it? What are you, my teacher or something?
Yeah, no, do it. And it better be right this time.
Okay, Tammy Gyarmathy.
Oh, my God.
Tammy
You're
Gyarmathy.
fired.
I
I
am
thought
fired.
we could be friends.
I believe
Jesus
it's
Christ.
Gyarmathy.
Jarmathy?
See, thank you.
Tammy
See,
Gyarmathy.
we can be friends. He's out.
Oh, well. Yeah, I could go
Total
hunt ghosts
fail.
together. Go hunt ghosts.
Yeah, we go.
Go to a
Without
haunted
you.
location. All right.
Don't be jealous.
I'm not jealous. Y'all take it easy.